Okay, so today I decided I was gonna do a video for my reflection just because I thought it would be easier to show all of the stuff that I've done. Um, so this is gonna be my first week of June, and I just wanted to talk about sort of like the organizational aspect, what I've changed, what I've kept the same from the previous months, and then looking at things that I want to incorporate in the future, and also understanding how this has helped me like achieve some of the goals that I've set at the beginning of starting this journal. So first of all, I have been using this journal as a method of just being creative because I've noticed that with a lot of things, once I get really disorganized or bogged down with something, I tend to kind of lose my passion and creativity for it. And so I was trying to use this bullet journal as a I was trying to use this bullet journal basically as a way to encourage me to remain passionate about something. And I think that it has done that in some sense. So this is just my first page. This month I based it around butterflies because I think butterflies are very like important when you really think about it. They are a symbol and have been in classical art at least of growth and change and new beginnings. And June was going to be or is going to be and is currently a very like busy month for me, I guess. And so I just wanted to kind of symbolize like new beginnings and taking on challenge and like growing to overcome a lot of the like hecticness that I was gonna have in June. So this was like the first spread that I did. I did news and events, which I've been doing in basically every month since I've started. And the reason that I've noticed I like to keep going is because for news, for example, which actually I need to check some of this off, but in news, I've noticed that it's helped me like remind myself to go back and check the things that I need to hear an update from. So for example, Girl State, I was looking through my bullet journal and I saw that and remembered to email the director about the questions I had. So those were just kind of like things that I was going to hear about this month. And then for events, there are more things that are happening. But I just wanted to put the two big things that I knew were going to take a lot of preparation leading up to them or were going to take a lot of my time. And then here is a mood tracker, which I fell behind on because I would just notice that I would be going back after the day had already occurred to fill in the emotion that I was feeling. And at first I was like, I really like this. I like the way it looks and I like the idea of like seeing how I felt each day. But I soon noticed that it wasn't really beneficial to me because I just couldn't keep myself consistent. So I'm still deciding whether or not I want to do that in the future. I don't think that having like a mood tracker for me personally has done anything other than just like be there. Because I feel like if I had a really bad day, I'll remember it, and I probably don't want to have it written down on paper, especially because this isn't attached to any memories, so it's just showing me how I felt. So I just don't really know how I feel about that. I don't know if it's adding anything to like my personal growth, so I might not keep it. And then here I have future theme ideas for the rest of the book because I just had like a real like burst of energy and ideas and I wanted to write something down and just kind of like write down the things that I'm planning. I'm thinking for July, since it's my birthday month, that I'll probably do like a birthday themed thing. And just because I really like birthdays. But I don't really know. I just wrote down a lot of ideas that I've been having to kind of get them out of my head. And I found that doing random spreads like this are really beneficial for me because they help me just kind of like get everything down. And then this is like the second to last page I have, I think, of just beginning of the month stuff before I've actually started the weeks. And I wrote a list of songs that I listened to in the previous month, and books that I had to read for this month. I know that's confusing, but the reason I do that is because This is at the beginning of the spread, and I know I probably won't remember to fill it in later if it's from this month. And then the books I do that I need to read because summer reading, that's why I incorporated this spread. But yeah, and then I have more designs down here because I was playing around with different like doodles of the butterflies, and I've noticed that playing around with different doodles, for me personally, I just like it because I like the aesthetic or like the look that it has in the journal, and it's just made the journal feel a bit more mine and personal. And now this was like my favorite spread that I've done because I glued in 2 separate pages to take away the lines out of the journal, and I made a calendar out of them. And this system of making the calendar was so good. Like I planned out everything, and when I look at it, it may be confusing, but it completely makes sense to me. And it lets me see the duration of my events. So I know how long I have before an event, and I know how long I will be doing something for an event. So for an example, my cousin is visiting and is going to come to visit us. And so all these pink days are days that he is going to be here. And then, for example, when I have Girls State, I can see the day it starts and the day it ends instead of just having to write that in every single box. I just think that the colors also help me see it. And then also I've put down birthdays in the same manner. So I can just see when people's birthdays are really clear and easy to me. So yeah, this was my, I guess, last week of August, first week of June setup.